Let's go, slap nuts.
Welcome to the first episode of Series 2 of Solid TV with me and Mike. Mike, hiya.
You alright?
I'm alright.
How you doing?
You might be noticing that there's somebody in a Taz shirt next to us. Hiya, Shotty, how's it going, mate?
Good, mate. How's it going?
Fucking brilliant, mate. It's very nice to have you here for the grand opening of Season 2. It's like WrestleMania. It's the rap and wrestling connection.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to Season 2!
I've been waiting for this for quite a while. This is going to be a pretty much straight up Mark Fest.
Yes. Yes.
I think we should kind of crack down Series 2. We've got some pretty daft figs coming up. We've got a Manchester Punk Festival special coming up.
We have.
We're probably going to... this is going to be a few weeks now until this comes out. So we'll have filmed a lot of stuff that's not happened yet. So it's hard to predict.
Yeah, it's alright, it's alright.
It's probably really good though, Mike. Some of it will be you knocking about. Some of it will be at a gig maybe.
Hey, it's going to be a whirlwind of events.
It
to say the
certainly
least.
is. It certainly is. And I'm very prepared for it. Right. Shotty, how did this come together?
So, I work with Dean, a.k.a. the Karate Suit. You work with Dean, a.k.a. the Karate Suit. The GOAT. But don't tell him that. He's and we both found out that we are smarks in it, really. Like, and if you don't know what smarking is, a mark, like, we're just really into wrestling, basically.
Disgracefully so.
Yeah.
And anybody that will listen, we will talk to them about. So it appears you guys are the same, isn't he?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So
To a painful degree.
he's like,
We're on a similar level to an extent.
We're at that level of being smarks where, like, we might write a gaff party the other night and put the American Dream on and no one batted an eyelid.
banging.
Do you know what I mean? We're right there. To introduce Shotty to any of you lot who don't know him, here you are. We've got Shotty Horroh's top 5 of everything, and it's important, this, I think, when you're getting to know somebody, that you have a select group of questions that you ask them to really dive into the markiness. So we're going to go straight in here. Who are the top 5 UK wrestlers for you, Shotty? It's just the first thing that comes to
UK
your
wrestlers,
head. Just
currently, right now, or forever?
Forever, first that
Forever.
comes to your head.
Yeah.
All right.
Forever.
Number 1 ever is Regal. Stephen Regal, William Regal, whatever you want to call it. Technician, one of the best technicians ever. Tells both the story inside the ring, outside the ring. Absolutely amazing. Comedy genius, sick timing. Can play any part on the roster. And I think he should have had a more serious run. I remember there was like rumors he was going to get a title run at some point, but he's like, shit that he was dealing with at home didn't really let him do that.
Looking after his own.
Yeah.
I just love it that when he comes to the Fed, they give him the bricky gimmick.
Yeah.
I always appreciate
He's
that.
a man.
But that's when he was like,
man.
he had drug problems and that in it, really. Like, that's what.
Sorry, we call them demons round here.
Demons. So he had demons, right? And that was his issue. And there was rumours that he was going to get a real push, like a world title picture push at the time. But the demons was surrounding him at the time, which is a shame. So Regal, number 1. Yeah. I have to put Dynamite Kid number 2. Close. Like, Dynamite Kid, super, like, pivotal point of my fandom. Like,
nice.
of going from being, like, just into the characters and all that to, like, the shit that's happening in the ring. Noticing that, oh, this is a step up. This is a bit more something from the fucking, like, martial art films and shit. Dynamite Kid, again, technician, underrated guy, should have had a bit of a more.
Nah, he
push.
fucking had it, man. Like, I watched that thing about him and it was, like, ridiculous. He was in such good shape and, like, he was so ahead of his time.
Yeah, he had everything, man.
Mental.
And, like, if you put him on the NXT roster, AEW roster or something now, fit in, amazing. Like,
It was just a bit the time. Everyone was a bit too big then, wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
his only problem.
That was the
Yeah.
thing.
Just a bit small.
Big man's
Like
game.
you and me, mate.
Yeah,
He'll be all right now, though.
But I'll tell you what, fucking Bulldog Kid was about 5'8", same height as me, but
Yep.
Jesus Christ, was he
He
jacked.
wears it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jacked.
Jacked out of his head.
Wide.
Yeah, definitely. A few tremboloni sandwiches, I think, there. Bit of the old...
D-ball butties.
Yeah, a few D-roll butties there, but, hey, different times. So number 3, I'm gonna say Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's a current guy.
Block.
Absolute, yeah. Pete Dunne, shout out to Pete. Unbelievable worker, intense. Everything about him. He would have fit in any era. Prime WCW, Attitude Era, WWF, anything.
It's
like
a great
that.
gimmick that coming out with a belt in his mouth
Yeah.
and out with the gum shield.
Yeah.
Like any wrestler that wears a gum shield, mate. I respect that.
Yeah.
And we went to an indie show. I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was Progress. It was, I think it was Progress. No, it was an indie show anyway. Might have been Rev Pro or something. We went there. I'm good friends with Trent Seven, who won half for like Mustache Mountain with Tyler Bate and that. Went there, met them. Keith Lee was there. A load of guys was there. Matt Riddle. We was meeting all of them. Everyone was like just being normal, nice guys. Pete Dunne, kayfabe the whole time. It was fucking
No
mint.
way.
He was heel. People are like, yo, can I have a picture? And everyone's like, yeah, of course you can, mate. Like heels, like bad guys. Like, yeah, of course you can, mate, taking pictures with people. Pete Dunne, can I take a picture? He's like, stand there. I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want. And then when he introduced us, Trent was like, because this is when I first met Trent. Trent was like, kind of like, must have recognised me from the battle rap stuff. And he's like, takes a picture and he's like, aren't you that fucking guy off YouTube? I'm like, yeah. And then he introduced us to Pete Dunne. And Pete Dunne was like, I'm like, oh mate, you're a bad man. You're a fucking bad man. I love it. Do that, mate. But yeah,
Lives it.
number 3, Pete Dunne.
Nice.
4, I'm gonna go with UK. I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay,
Okay.
current New Japan Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champ. Normally a flyer, had sick matches with Ricochet and everyone, like wicked wrestler. Yeah, go with him.
Wow,
Will
that guy
Ospreay.
can fucking move like I've just seen a spider. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's unbelievable. And then the 5th, Sam Gradwell.
Nice.
Sam Gradwell's the.
I like Sam Gradwell.
Yeah, he's wicked.
Dean's a fan.
Yeah.
Dean's fan over that. Dean's approval.
Got a fucking dangerous double underhook.
He's got a fucking dangerous
Yeah.
double underhook.
And he's a legend, man. He's someone I've trained with a few times. Sam's a good mate of mine. He's just like he's just the new William. He's just the new Regal to me. He works very much like Regal. They've got that British World of Sport style, but still like super stiff, like Japanese strong style going on and stuff. And yeah, man, tells a sick story in the ring, man. He knows what he's doing.
Nice. Has he got the proper like technical style nailed down?
Yeah, super. He's one of them guys where he's kind of like his style's super palatable. It's across, it's broad. He's a good striker, he's a good wrestler and all that. But if he had to, he could go anywhere with anyone. He could go super tech, super brawling. He's a great character, super intense, mint guy.
He's a good modern wrestler.
Yeah.
Hear what he's saying and shit as well.
100%.
He's a good
Yeah, he
modern
cuts
wrestler
a
where you can hear what he's
fucking
saying
meme.
and shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Repeat everything that.
Because nobody can hear you, Dean, that's why.
He cuts a mean promo. Yeah, Gradwell. I put him at 5 and I expect him to rise through the ranks,
Nice.
probably to number 1. So if you not watch Sam Gradwell wrestle, make sure you check him out on the network.
On that, Vince, you fucking give us some cash for that, you
There you go.
fucking cheap bastard. Shotty, we're going to move on. Take it away from the UK. We're going to take it global, worldwide. How me and Mike
shit.
operate.
That's it.
Top 5 pay-per-views, mate.
Oh wow, that's a tough
Just when
one.
it comes to your head. Just when it comes to your head.
I have to put right, like, so people will say this is mad, but like it was a big one for me, was WrestleMania 10, and a lot of people say Mania 10 is one of the worst Manias ever. That's cool, but it had Owen and Brett on it. That Owen and Brett match was fucking amazing, and if you had a big brother at the time, who, like, it just was sick for you. So like, my big brother was the biggest Bret Hart fan. I'm a massive Bret Hart fan, but my brother's huge Bret Hart fan. So naturally, Owen became my favorite. Owen was arguably the better wrestler. He's the better hand, arguably. Brett, but it's an arguably, because Brett's one of the fucking best ever. But what a match!
Mate, fair fucks.
That top-down camera angle, innit?
Oh.
Unbelievable.
That's
Yeah, unbelievable.
absolutely
Wasn't used
insane.
much after that, was it, really? But the way the way it started, I think it was that Survivor Series or something. the year before. Could have even been SummerSlam, don't quote me. But it was Brett and Owen in a tag match. And Brett just wouldn't tag Owen in. When you look back in hindsight now, when you look back and watch it with these eyes these days, Brett was an arsehole in the story. But really back then, in fucking super toxic masculinity era of the fucking 90s and that, Brett was portrayed as the good guy.
Yeah.
But Brett didn't want to he wanted to win a tag match on his own without tagging his tag partner in. It pissed Owen off, so Owen kicked his leg. And that was like the infamous line, "That's why I kicked your leg out of your leg." Kicked his leg out of his leg. Fucking classic moment. And then, led into that. Like, because that's just one of the best rivalries of all time, I think. And like such an amazing story. I actually really like the Macho Man and Crush match as much as people take the piss out of it.
Hey.
I think obviously the ending was bad because of the Rumble, Yoko and all that.
Each to their own. Each to their own.
But yeah, Mania 10's in there. I wouldn't say it's number one though. Fuck! It's hard to pick specific pay-per-views, man, because it's just more of a matches thing, innit? Let me think. Pay-per-views. Probably King of the Ring 98 was sick.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed King of the Ring
Fucking
98.
damn right.
Nah, spot on that. All the pay-per-views are pretty much banging that year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like 98, 99, you're not having
Deadly
a fucking
Games,
shit pay-per-view.
Deadly Game and that.
Yeah, Deadly Survivor Series. I'm putting that on there actually. Deadly Games 98 Survivor Series. Do you know what? I even want to put Starrcade 97 on there, even though the Hogan and Sting match was like a flop because of Hogan. But the build-up, a year-long build-up, and the event was sick. Bastard. I didn't think of like pay-per-views. There's so many, because after this I'll just be like, oh, but that one, this one.
It's just like just the ones that spring to you. The thing that's funny, like, to hear anything about WCW is because I didn't watch it when I was younger.
Yeah.
When you go back, I can't be fucking around with Big Show in a monster truck.
I know
Do you
that
know
was
what I
terrible.
mean?
Yeah, they had such terrible moments. But I think it's good to bear in mind, like, it was the 90s and TV was just a bit cornier and in general, and everything was just a shit up. Like WWF had some questionable shit too, like, but so did fucking Baywatch, and everything else that was on was a bit fucked. Speaking of, like, there was a Baywatch and WCW crossover, Bash at the Beach. It was like
shit,
a
I've heard about
episode.
this.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. Ric Flair, Sting, Hogan, and all that.
Ric Flair being
one guy I want to go to a beach
yeah.
with is Ric Flair.
Yeah, definitely.
Get him on a few martinis, get him wooing.
Definitely don't want to be on a train with him.
or a plane.
Or a plane.
Definitely.
I can't wait for that. That's
going to be
couple weeks,
fucking
that.
mega, that Dark Side of the Ring. Fucking hell.
They're doing the plane ride for Mel.
Yeah.
Murdoch will have some
Living
cash.
Dangerously 99.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Crazy.
Mate, that's one with
Jerry Lynn.
Rob Van Dam,
Jerry Lynn.
Oh, mate, it's fucking
Yeah.
class.
There's
Some great spots in that.
I loved Anarchy Rules 98, I think it was. Or was it Anarchy? Was it 98 or 99? We just watched a match of it a minute ago. Lance Storm versus Jerry Lynn. Super underrated match.
99, that.
Yeah, I think it's 99.
Yeah.
Super underrated.
Heatwave.
Heatwave 98.
That
the one.
is the absolute
Shout out, Jared, you fucking lucky cunt. We know cunt who's been.
Heatwave 98 was like, I had the videotape.
No
the
way.
VHS, that was like unbelievable.
beautiful.
Hayabusa, Jinsei Shinseiki versus Rob Van
Double
Dam
table
and
spot,
Sabu. Yeah, the double leg drop thing, or the frog splash leg drop, is it?
Nah, it's all about Mike Awesome.
Do you know what's crazy? The power bomb to the outside. But do you know what was mad?
Mike Awesome match.
Yeah, stiff as fuck, crazy chair shots, bending. The Tanaka and Awesome shit was crazy. All of that little.
Masao Tanaka's absolutely insane.
Have you seen him these days?
He's dead skinny, isn't he?
He's in sick shape. He's having great matches. He's unbelievable. Like, he's still going.
God bless you, Masao Tanaka.
God bless Masao Tanaka. God bless Mike Awesome as well. Rest in peace, Mike
rest
Awesome.
in peace, man.
Mike Awesome, right? You fucking see him, yeah, and he's like, what is he? 6'5", 6'6".
He's up there, isn't he?
6'6",
Yeah.
and he's diving about like an absolute.
He's like
nutter.
no wrestler you've ever seen.
But like, he's got
at
such
all.
a good like physique where it's like he's very fucking beefed up, but he's just like. He's not like massive and he's not skinny.
He's like a more
between.
toned JBL.
Yeah.
No, he is.
And
And he's just got the best mullet you've ever fucking seen.
I remember him. I remember going into this shop, the shop I was telling you before we was on here. Like, there was this poster of Mike Awesome, but before he was Mike Awesome, it was FMW, this promotion in Japan. And it was Mike Awesome, but he had like Ultimate Warrior makeup on. He was called the Gladiator. And I was asking the guy, what the fuck is that? And he was like,
give it that.
Yeah.
Modern day Gladiator.
Mad. And then, he went to ECW and fucking sick. The triple threat match with Taz wasn't bad. Do you know when,
mega.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, that.
Sick time, yes.
Like, fuck it, I'd give a lot to have been fucking in the ECW arena one night with the marks.
Yeah.
That ain't, do you know fucking him with the long hair, the fucking black long hair and the glasses that's at all the pay-per-views?
I don't know. I know
Is he
that.
not the background in
Straw
the
that, I
crowd?
know Straw that guy.
Straw that guy,
Is
yeah.
that all the Fed one? So it's at, I think it's maybe.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I do know. What
He
you
looks
mean.
a bit like
Long
Mick
black
Foley.
hair.
He walks
He's just got
past-
big shades and
Yeah,
that, like
yeah.
round circle glasses, like some John
He's got
Lennon's
like a
and that.
fucking
Walks
disc beard like
Yeah,
Sean Dash.
Yeah, I know exactly
Yeah.
who you mean.
He walks past fucking Stone Cold knocking Vince up the stairs. I seen it the other night when I was watching it. I was like, oh my
There's
fucking
tie-dye
God,
guy
I
as
was
well.
aroused up. I was like, this is great.
What about tie-dye guy? He's always there. There's a
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
in tie-dye vest with wrist tape on, blonde mullet, all the time. He's been there like since the 80s.
Like part of the scenery, innit?
Yeah.
That's like it becomes your life at a certain point.
Yeah.
That like your whole life's like, what do you do? Go watch like wrestling.
I'll go watch ECW.
I'm a bit of a guy on the wrestling scene. So
That's
my thing.
Imagine that in your Tinder bio, ECW legend.
I'm a wrestling guy.
Super fan.
If you ask me,
Hulkamaniac.
right,
Blocked.
look,
Mega maniac.
I'm going to move us off top fives here because there's one important difference between the way that we've grown up watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Me and Mike have only ever grown up in a time where it's acknowledged that wrestling's a work, and it's up to your own devices to work it out.
Yeah.
However, you and Dean have both grown up in the time of kayfabe.
Yeah.
And I want to know what it was like growing up, being a kid, watching Ultimate Warrior, thinking he's a superhero, to then all of a sudden it's like Vince McMahon's coming on and telling you that there's been a few changes.
Yeah, it was crazy because as a kid, your parents kind of let you think it's real for a little bit for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden it's fake. Everyone was telling you it's fake, but you were sold already. Then there was no fucking chance these guys are lying to you. Hulk Hogan said, "Eat your vitamins, say your prayers," and that's exactly how he got them triceps. That's the only way Terry got them triceps, and that's what I'm gonna fucking do.
That is Mark, mate.
Yeah, that's it. I just you know what I mean. I couldn't eat enough vitamins and say enough prayers to get that big, so I just didn't.
Did you not know
Started to
Hulk Hogan was
realise
called
this is
Terry?
bullshit.
No, I did.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking, but being a kid, yeah, and like you seeing these big, larger than life characters fighting and shit, then you can go to wherever and buy the figure of them. Woolworths, buy the figure of them, or Asda or whatever it was at the time. You get a little wrestling jellies and a sticker books, and it's just and bear in mind, late 80s, 88, 89, probably up to like 91, 92, wrestling was the biggest thing in the world. Like, it was the way everyone went crazy over Fortnite or whatever it was, that's what wrestling was. Wrestling was the biggest trend in the world for years. Like, it was huge. So the average person now isn't into wrestling, they're into whatever else. But that was kind of the spectrum of fan. It was fucking everyone.
Yeah.
So, and the majority of kids, not even just kids, like a lot of people thought wrestling was real, and that's the way it was. I always laugh about it when I think about it. I was like, yo, these guys was really just fucking duping us with Coco Beware and that, like, do you know what I mean?
Papa
Like,
Shango.
like just, it was like, what the fuck did that, like, The Undertaker? I had that, I thought, yeah, mate.
He's
But-
dead.
Yeah,
I
like,
believe I never questioned why there was lightning, but just in the arena. Why?
Yeah.
What was
but
it
by
doing?
that time,
What
by
was it
that
doing?
time, I well knew, like, by the time Undertaker and Kane was throwing lightning at each other, the fucking, I knew it, the cover was blown.
Do you not try this stun at home when he's on fire? It's
Yeah,
like, one second,
it's
let me
like,
just
just
get
his
this down.
arm, and he runs off, and there's 10 guys with fire extinguishers. But he was trying mad shit, innit?
Yeah, innit?
But it was really, it was the Montreal screw job, and it was the curtain call. That was all happened relatively close to each other, and that's when it was really out of the bag. And then there was a little documentary, I can't remember what it was called, but a bunch of like indie guys, like Mike Modest and all that, they put on masks and shit, and it was like Secrets of Pro Wrestling. Like, you see them?
Oh,
shit?
yeah,
You ever
yeah,
seen
yeah,
them? So it's like them shows where the Magic Guy and all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the same people and whatnot.
Fucking the bloke with the hood, the executioner, and all that shit.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all that started coming out at the same time, and to most people, you kind of got it at that time. You kind of knew, but yeah, it was all out there and whatever. A lot of people still stuck by it. And the funny thing is, people say, "Oh, kayfabe." When kayfabe ended, that killed wrestling. The Attitude Era was after that, though.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So, arguably, or probably the most successful era.
I think it's easier to understand wrestling when it's acknowledging that it's not real, because you can just enjoy it as something different.
Yeah.
It's a bit like
You laugh at it, not with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
exactly that. It's fucking so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And once you know as well, for me, the thing that changed wrestling was once I knew that it's just basically Vince McMahon and whatever he thinks up, they'll just do it. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's no other billionaire in the world who's just like, yeah, have me fight Donald Trump. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking stupid.
I'm gonna
shave Trump's head.
So I'm from a whole different place, like, of that. I went from thinking, yeah, this is real, to starting to, when the moves got crazier, you start to realize this isn't doable. Then the early days of the internet, for me anyway, and that, like when I was going on forums or finding shit out, that was way more interesting. The inner workings of a match, or what the guys were saying about each other backstage, or that was like the old territory stories and all that. That was way more
Golden
interesting.
time of the internet, like.
Yeah. So it was like they replaced what I thought I was into with something way more interesting. Do you know what I mean? Like the inside of it and stuff. And then once you realize what they're doing is unbelievable. Like, it's just way better. Like, to think of what would have gone into Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn at Living Dangerously 99. Like, what would have...
Not a spot in
it's
that.
just not a real fight, is
Fucking
it? Do you know what I
unbelievable.
mean?
I know.
lad.
Your neck's been broken about 6 times.
And it's just... It's like a live kung fu movie in front of you, done really well. And it's just like fucking... It's like
Matrix 2.
punk rock kung fu. It's like sick. But there's... I think it's like most things, you've got to understand how to consume it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, of course.
There's like, and people consume it for different reasons. Like, if you think, oh, this is funny or whatever, like, and then there's other guys that's like the athletic ability or whatever, and then some people will be into the storylines and shit like that. But it's such an intricate art form. There's so many layers to it.
No, I get
You are
that.
better off watching like porn storylines from the early 90s than watching a lot of wrestling storylines.
Because they just don't make fucking sense.
Even ECW, which I love, and like a lot of ECW will hail like its storylines,
Yeah.
but some of them are fucking shite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I have a
There was a
fucking one of
point-
these.
Yeah.
There was a point in ECW where they kind of like made a point of being like, yo, we don't really have fucking storylines. We don't care. Like,
Just wrestle some fucking...
That's why
yeah,
ECW
it
is
is
good, because
Tajiri
it's literally
versus
just-
Super Crazy. It is like, is a
There's
sick
no
match.
explanation.
Just
the sound of
to
match.
match to
Yeah.
match. It's like watching a band and they don't say anything, they just blitz through everything.
Yeah.
It's
So
just a
what's
bit
in the Simpsons
mind-blowing.
episodes, just joke to joke to joke to joke.
Exactly,
Yeah.
ECW is just fucking match to match to match.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that the actual matches themselves are a bit like silly, even when they're not doing loads of hardcore shit, because they're
Yeah.
all a bit fucking wank, and I kind of love that. There's nothing more than I love the people that
But-
are bang average at what they do.
Yeah, but they also had they also like, that's another thing about, there's a I think there's a misconception with ECW, because I think like ECW, for one, it changed the landscape in pro wrestling at the time. People wasn't doing what they was doing. Then the Attitude Era was born, like literally off the back of what Paul Heyman and them guys was doing. But they get known for hardcore stuff because that's what the branding was. That was the clickbait. That was the shock value. But the real meat and veg of the promotion was Lance Storm, Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn, Mike Awesome, Tanaka, the Dudleys, Nova, Taz,
Stephen Richards for a while.
yeah, Steve Corino,
Terry
Rhino, Funko, yeah, like
I think like that roster up until
Douglas,
about like
like, sick
98,
workers.
99. Like when it started, everyone started to move away. Like the fucking roster. Yeah,
People that kept going, even fucking like Just Incredibly, I
Wicked.
think he's
He was
shy,
sick,
but
man.
like you've got to
I think he was
respect
sick.
it, haven't you?
Aldo Montoya, he was Aldo Montoya, and
The Portuguese Manowar.
yeah, and he's like in the clique as well. Sick guy, like he was another guy that was intense, and where he didn't have the moves some other guys might have, he knew how to time his shit and do the right stuff at the right time. And a lot of them guys are few and far between. And weirdly enough, ECW had a few of them. They had him, they had Carino, Shane Douglas, like classic heels.
Fucking
Methodical
Perry Saturn as
pieces
well.
of
Obviously,
shit
like
heels.
fucking
Saturn was dope.
Malenko.
and
Yeah,
Guerrero,
Malenko.
like, you know, they bred loads of, like, it was sick how they managed to do, like, a lot of the hardcore stuff, but also brought in that sort of, like, cruiserweight, high flyer division
Yeah,
where it
defo.
was just fucking quality stuff to watch,
Yeah.
where you
Well,
wasn't
fucking
bored.
WCW just fucking like,
That's
yeah,
it.
well,
That's it
all.
Those boys.
We'll
take them and put
Yeah, that's it. But I think a lot of what turned into to like from Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn's matches and Super Crazy to Jerry and that, just guys willing, and even Guerrero and fucking Malenko and shit like that at ECW, where people was just willing to go there and watch a bell-to-bell match and be blown away by the sequences and by the shit in the ring, regardless of a story. That kind of birthed what you have now with AEW by proxy of like them matches. Then they're influencing the guys like NXT and shit like that, the indies, all the Ring of Honor guys first, like your Adam Coles, your Kenny Omegas, Young Bucks and all that. They're getting inspired by these types of matches with these guys. Then that eventually turns into what the good matches in the X division at TNA, all the way up to all the shit in New Japan, Ring of Honor, eventually AEW. That kind of birthed a subsection of people that really appreciate the sport and the story told in the ring.
That's like, it's really hard to explain to somebody why I like wrestling.
Yeah.
But actually, I'd rather a fucking bit of a fucking knock around scrap, but with a nice story told. A bit of Austin selling.
Just a bit of context of why they're having a big scrap.
Yeah, just
yeah.
like
That's
just
it,
just
innit?
fucking
Yeah.
at least like kick off with each other if he's smacking you across the face. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's what I like about Austin. Everything's quite intricate. You can see him thinking about how can I make this more interesting and entertaining.
Phil Vince McMahon's Corvette full of seaman.
Well, we'll get another one in there. Right,
God.
there's one thing that me and Mike we love to chat about on this show, and it's horrible gig stories, isn't it, Mike?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a thing that we
It
we
is.
like. We
It is.
love them. We love them all the same. Even the bad ones. Some of the bad ones are the best ones. Weirdly,
Yeah.
Shotty, come on, give us an absolute stormer of a bad gig.
Yeah. Bad gig. Just after I signed for Sony, do is this
Big flex.
Turn your mic. Turn your mic around.
like this way. So I just have to sign for this big massive record label in Canada. They said, right, we've done a few couple little successful shows for A&Rs and all this whatnot. We was like the talk of the town. It was like the shit. We had done all these like little shows and everyone was coming out and we was getting used to like being the talk of the town or whatever. So it come to the launch of a single, or like we just ended up, I don't know, we ended up getting on this bill on this Budweiser stage at this festival, yeah. And we're gassing it up like sick, buzzing. I think there's even a picture of me on Instagram, like stood in front of this Budweiser stage thing with my name in lights and all that. I was fucking buzzing, yeah. Go there. The Budweiser stage is honestly about the size of this carpet, in the corner, at the back, behind bare tents and like fucking cordon off, do not come here signs. It was pissing down and Travis Scott was playing fucking opposite us. Oh, mate, I was fucking playing for my manager, mate. Like, my manager was stood there, like, just the only guy in the crowd, and then it pissed down that much. We was on stage, and there was like a little, like a vendors type of thing where they were selling hot dogs and all that and whatnot, and beers and shit. And they just fucked off. They'd left everything, the nachos, the hot dogs, they'd done the beer, everything still there, and they just ran off into the actual indoor bit because it was pissing down. Left us in a little bandstand. Honest to God, Canadian torrential rain is different. It's unbelievable. Could fill a fucking house in minutes.
Thick.
Unbelievable. Yeah, levering it down like if we step out of here, we are saturated. But we all just thought, fuck it.
Mad.
We just legged it across, jumped over into the little thing and just ate all the nachos, hot dogs, chicken, and
That's what you got
drank
to do when
bare
you're
beer.
wetting it.
Hey,
And we just thought, fuck it. And
Can't
just
let it go
drank
to
all the
waste.
Bud. That's it. We just had it all up and just got soaked, and that was it. A terrible gig.
Like, you got to trade in one.
So I'm thinking, the first one we had is when we played in Liverpool, in a place where
Oh wow, that's a good one.
so basically it was the first tour in inverted commas we'd ever done.
Yeah.
And one of the first dates was in Liverpool, and this place, it was in the middle of an industrial estate, and they had this fucking. It was a place where they used to have a lot of like raves and stuff. It had like a fucking bottom floor, like bit of a stage, like an upstairs bit, yeah. So we fucking played. Not a few people came, like it was all right, but afterwards they had like a fucking night on. But like nobody turned up to that either. So it was like they were playing fucking like drum and bass. Like I like my fair share of jungle and that.
I'll just point out the fact that there was no one at the gig wasn't the bad bit.
No, that wasn't the bad bit. It was the aftermath.
The fact there was a night on wasn't the bad bit. Where it gets bad, kind of follows. I just have to let you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not even in the morning. It's the early hours of the morning. Yeah.
Right. So what happens is they're playing fucking all kinds of drum and bass kind of stuff, gabba and that. Till early hours, yeah.
Hey, Gabbo.
And
people are doing things like ketamine, speed,
taking various amounts of drugs,
cocaine,
up the nose,
2CB, 8CB, CD players, pie.
up the mouth and the bum and in the nose. So yeah. Anyway, that's fucking happening in Liverpool. There's loads of D&B gabba shit going off, and in the morning, where we slept. Was on couches on like the kind of balcony level, right? So, and this was like stupid o'clock. It was like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. Some guy turns the amp on, starts playing someone's fucking guitar, well loud, like stage volume, like badly, very fucking badly.
No, it wasn't even that it were bad. It was just ruthlessly
the same night.
It was my fucking guitar. So
what is it?
I'm like, fuck, is someone doing my guitar down there, man?
To cut a long story very short.
Yeah, you've got fucking thick strings on that there, kids. Yeah, get your fucking.
He was a scouser as well.
Yeah.
Come, Esky, that thing is hungry.
Well, the crowning achievement of this display was just like our drummer fucking slept outside that night. Do you know what I mean? It was a bad.
We stayed inside and braved it. We had to fucking take them outside and make him sleep outside because it wasn't a safe environment for where we were.
It was not a safe environment at all.
And
We thought there was fucking gunshots going off.
It was we thought there was gunshots going off, and it was a fucking scrap metal yard 2 streets down.
Wow.
You know, you're just pranging like.
You know, when you're just like, I'm in Liverpool. It must be gunshots.
Smoking bare weed.
Obviously.
She's just
Paris. Unfortunately.
Just noiding out.
But like, you'd never think it'd be scrap metal, would you?
I fucking cherish those times almost.
I do love it. Dean's loving this.
Sorry to the Scouse viewers. We don't think he's all murdering.
It's not part of England. It's the
guys.
People's Republic of Liverpool.
They banned the sun. Respect.
Yeah, fair fucks.
Jurgen Klopp. Respect. Right. We're gonna play something that. Well, Shotty, you've really got to explain this.
Yeah,
it's something called Jeopardy Jared.
If you've seen the show, Jeopardy in America, you might not have even seen the show. In the movie White Men Can't Jump, his missus.
I know what you mean.
His missus, she goes on Jeopardy. Yeah,
She does. Yeah.
It's like, you know the one. Who is the best guitarist in the world for $100? Whatever it is.
Jimi Hendrix.
There you go. Bam, he gets $100. Bang, sorted. That's the game. That's Jeopardy. You might have seen it. So we've teamed up with Jed Jarrett, not Jeff Jarrett. Jed Jarrett is actually Jeff Jarrett.
Is it his long lost cousin?
It's twice removed
from Scunthorpe.
From Scunthorpe. You've heard of Jed, innit? Jed's
I know Jed.
Jed's the man.
We go way
Are
back.
you fucking?
No, Jed is legit.
Did you make that up? And that's actually what's right. Did you say Scunthorpe randomly?
No, that is what it is. Jed Jarrett. So Jed Jarrett, Scunthorpe version of Jeff Jarrett, is twice removed cousin of Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
And he lives over here in Scunthorpe. He's Jed Jarrett.
Yeah.
And he gave me the rights to do Jeopardy Jarrett. And it's...
Yeah.
Just to let you know at home, there is no Jed Jarrett.
Dean, we know what was going on.
I'm so fucking... Why would you lie to me? Why would you? And you lied to me. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I had a waste of it. I fucking was into that.
Jed Jarrett's real.
Yeah, it should be, man. First, it's fucking the fair.
I didn't say it was.
Jed
Easter.
Jarrett. And now Jed.
No, Jed.
I'm sorry, mate. You know what? It's
All
too
types of
soon
Jedness.
in our friendship for me to be letting you down like
I
that.
fucking was so into Jed Jarrett.
Fuck. Do you know what? No, Jed Jarrett is real. He's real. He's
Hey, if
inside
you believe
us
in
all.
Jed
No,
Jarrett,
he's
he'll
not
believe in you.
Yeah. Believe in Jed Jarrett. If you say Slapnut in the mirror 3 times, a wild Jed Jarrett appears.
With a fucking 3 for 100.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Alright, so basically I'm gonna quiz the guys on 5 different categories. And we're going to see who wins. But before that, we're going to have a small ad break.
Yes.
Here's the ad
And
break.
if it was OSW, we'd do an ad break questionarium.
Oh, yeah.
Shout
Shout out
out.
to OSW.
You Irish.
Head over to aerialsalon.co.uk. Go Threads, some records, everything you need. Look at that, it's a big bloody boat full of stock, fresh off the River Kwai. We even used to have jumpers, but no one fucking bought them. Not sweatshops though. Old Trafford, home one of the big 6. More like makes me sick.